Today we're going to be drawing in one-point perspective. And the first thing that I need you to do is to draw a horizon line. And just as a review, a horizon line is where the sky and the ground seem to touch. You do not always have to have a perfectly horizontal, perfectly straight horizon line. But for the project that we're doing today, I'm going to have you do that. And to ensure that our line is perfectly horizontal, you need to line up the ruler with the edge of the paper before you draw your line. So I've lined that up and I'm drawing a line all the way across my paper, somewhere near the middle. Now you're going to draw yours lightly. I am pushing hard so the camera will pick it up. The next thing you're going to do is draw what's called a vanishing point. So I'm finding about the middle, and I'm putting a small dot. I'm going to make my dot just a little larger than necessary again so the camera can pick it up. A vanishing point represents the furthest point in the distance that our eyes can see. It's that place on the horizon where everything seems to disappear. Now, as I do this project, you may want to watch a step and hit pause and do that step and then keep doing that over and over. It's easier if you hit pause so that you make sure that you do each step correctly. So the first thing you're going to do is draw two vertical lines, and you're going to line your ruler up with the edge of the paper because these need to be vertical. And I know you're probably going to get tired of hearing me say line up your ruler, but it is very important if you want to have a project that looks correct in the end. So I've lined my ruler up, and I'm drawing a line that starts above the horizon line and it ends below the horizon line. Then I'm doing another vertical line. I'm scooching over a little bit. Again, lining my ruler up. And it gets tempting to just draw it or just lay the ruler and guess, but then it gets crooked and you really do want it straight, so be sure you line that up. Now what we're doing is we're drawing a rectangle to represent the side of a building. So now I have the two vertical lines, and now I need to draw the top and the bottom. So I'm lining up my ruler with the edge of the paper now to draw the top. And I'm lining up my ruler to do the bottom of the rectangle. Any little extra parts that hang over, just take a moment and go back and erase those. Also, because this is going to be representing a building, we wouldn't see the horizon line through a building. So what we're going to do is go ahead and erase the horizon line that's showing inside of that rectangle. And that's why it's important to draw lightly, because you have to go back and erase quite a bit. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the side of the building. Now this part of the building I'm looking straight at, so we just draw a rectangle. But the side of the building, I want it to look like it's going away from me. And as things go away from us, they appear smaller. So what we need to do is line up the top corner of this rectangle with the vanishing point. Again, use a ruler and be precise. Make sure you're lined up right on the corner and you're lined up right on the vanishing point. Draw very lightly because you will erase some of this. Again, I'm drawing dark so that you can see it. That is going to represent the top of the side of the building. Now I need to do the bottom. So I repeat that by connecting the bottom corner with the vanishing point. So now it appears that the side of the building is going away from us, but it goes on and on and on and on as far as our eye can see. And we don't want our building to be that big. So we need to end our building. So between the top vanishing line and the bottom vanishing line, I need to draw a vertical line. So line up your ruler with the edge of your paper up here. Look for where that vanishing line is, and that is where you're going to start. and then you're going to stop at the bottom vanishing line. So I started here and ended here. A common mistake is to lay down your ruler and draw a big long line. But remember, this triangle shape here represents the side of the building. So we only need to draw that line in between the top and bottom vanishing lines. Then again, this is the side of my building. I can't see the horizon line through that. So I'm going to erase the horizon line. Then I'm going to erase the extra vanishing line on the top. We didn't need that. And then there's the extra on the bottom. And again, it's very important to draw lightly because when you erase, you don't want those vanishing lines and the horizon line showing up where they don't belong. So now you have the front of the building and you have the side of the building going away from you. I'm quickly going to do another building on the other side. So if you'd like to practice again, you can follow along. I'm just going to talk it through as I go. So I'm lining up the ruler at the top, 2 vertical lines that cross the horizon line. Then I need to line up my ruler with the edge of the paper and draw the top of the rectangle. Do it again at the bottom, lining up my ruler carefully. I need to erase any extra parts. Then I need to erase the horizon line where it shows through the side of the building. I'm going to line up the corner with a vanishing point. Now, if you can see how big you want your building to be, don't feel like you have to draw the whole line, but it does have to be lined up all the way to the vanishing point. So I could just draw a shorter line. So it's lined up, I have the corner and the vanishing point lined up, but I'm only going to make it that big. Again, I'm lining up with the top and the vanishing point, but I'm not going the whole way because I know I don't want my building that big. So I ended my lines here. I need to end the back of my building by putting a vertical line. Again, I'm lining up my ruler with the edge of the paper. Going to erase the little extra parts. And then I'm going to erase where the horizon line is showing through. And now I have a building there. So keep in mind, be very, very careful to line up with the vanishing point, anything that's going away from you, and anything you're facing, any vertical lines have to be lined up perfectly at the top. Make sure you use the edges of those papers. Okay, have fun.